Hello friends, bienvenidos. My name is Jen, aka Jen Kahlo on social media, your local witchy friend and intuitive guide through the occult. As always, my lovely husband and co-host is David, Premier Pulls on social media.
Hi everyone, on today's episode, Jen explains Libra season.
Welcome to the show, grab a chair, make yourself at home. Jen's got stories to share, you'll never feel alone.
So this Saturday, I will be at Luna from 12 to 6 p.m. So feel free to walk in, make an appointment. Hopefully I'll see you there.
Yeah. It's been nice. We got a really nice sign and we've been putting it in front of the shop and I think it's working.
Yeah, we had a few walk-ins, which is always fun to get new people and offer this service. Yeah.
Awesome. So one of our previous episodes was the Libra eclipse, right?
Yeah, the Pisces Libra eclipse. Yeah.
You got a little taste of all the signs, but today we're kind of back on our rotation with the signs, and this time it's Libra.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Libras. That's the scale, right?
Yes, that is the scale.
That one is kind of the only one I know is the scales on that one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when does it start and when does it end?
Libra season starts September 22nd and it ends around October 21st, 22nd.
Okay, so about a month. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we know about the Libras?
Yeah. So I have a lot of aspects in Libra, me personally, so I'm very excited for this episode. Libra is a cardinal air sign ruled by Venus. So let's break it down. So cardinal means that season marks the beginning of their season. So Libra is the first sign in the fall season.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Kind of the transitionary.
Even though, like we said in our Unhinged episode a few weeks ago, like you see Christmas stuff in July. Like, what
it's
the hell?
Earlier and earlier.
Yeah, bizarre. But anyway, that's the true mark of fall is Libra season. Air signs are very social. They have the gift of gab in different ways. And
so they're talkative.
A little bit, but not in the same way as a Gemini and not in the same way as an Aquarius.
Still dragging the Geminis through the mud.
I love it. Y'all yap at me all day. I want to hear your random voice notes, please. And Libra is ruled by the planet of Venus. So Venus is very beneficial for Libras to work with.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And it's an air sign, you said?
Yes, air sign. Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the folks that they're more likely to get along with are other air signs and fire signs, but specifically Aries might be the best balanced partner for a Libra. They're both fixed signs, but they definitely have like...
Remind me what a fixed sign is?
I mean, I'm so sorry, not fixed, cardinal.
Cardinal. Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, are we talking about different things?
No, you're right. Yeah, my bad. Misspoke. Cardinal. Because Aries is the first sign of spring. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But they have their gives and takes, which I'm excited to do the Aries episode later in Aries season. But the people that they are less likely to get along with are Capricorns and Cancers.
Ooh, and why is that?
Just because of the placement, how they're 90 degrees away, and that makes a square, and squares are the most challenging aspects in astrology. But between those two, I would say the more challenging would be Capricorn.
So it's just not a good match.
Yeah, Capricorn is like kind of hard. Again, you have to look at the whole astrology. There are types of astrology readings called like synastry readings, which I do, which are basically compatibility readings.
Like to see if you're compatible with you. Yeah.
But this is like a generalization without knowing the whole chart.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So what are some more defining traits or features of Libras? I know we've talked about kind of all the quirks of each sign. So what are some of the like more positive aspects and then some of the more like not so great aspects of Libras?
At their best, they are stylish, sexy, kind, creative, compassionate, balanced, charming, social, justice oriented, or with a strong sense of justice and fairness.
That seems like a very broad personality description.
Really? They're basically like sweethearts with style.
Oh, okay.
And sex appeal.
Okay, no, that makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah. But at their worst, people call them people pleasers, indecisive, flirts, vain, and non-confrontational.
Okay, so they don't stand up for themselves.
Yeah. But what I will say, this is going to lead a little bit later. It's really funny. I feel like Libras are more likely to stand up for other people before they stand up for themselves.
Which is the injustice part that you talked about. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As someone that has 3 aspects in Libra, I could say that is very true for me.
And we're going to go into that for ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So, some famous, infamous, just renowned Libras are Eminem,
Okay.
Bridget Bardot, Olivia Newton-John, Jenna Ortega, Shaggy, Usher, Will Smith, Avril Lavigne, Snoop Dogg. You're gonna like this one, Max Verstappen.
I know, I saw that in notes. I was excited.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he's the best Formula One driver currently. Probably when his legacy is over, he's going to be the best.
Yeah. Gwen Stefani, Jamin. Don't come for me, BTS stans, but he's from BTS. I'm not a K-pop stan. Cardi B, Scott Pippen.
Scottie Pippen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian and A$AP Rocky.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's Bridget Barrett?
Bridget Bardot.
Yeah, who's
she
that?
was like a sex symbol, very great French actress in like the 50s and 60s.
Kind of like a Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah. But the reason why I found out who she was is because Chappell Roan released the song Red Wine Supernova, and in there she references Bridget Bardot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So overall, like a fun sign, like a sign you would take to a party?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I feel like Libras, and this is why when I didn't know as much astrology, I was like, I'm a Leo, but I'm a chill Leo. Like, if everyone is just quiet and like timid and stuff, then I could get the party going. But if everyone's like an extrovert, like blah, 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 I can just like sit back and watch.
You're not going to like take over the conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's because I have a lot of Libra in me. That's why I have that like back and forth. Like, what does the situation call for?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then, since it's one of those like transitional from the like summer into fall.
No, that's Virgo. This is
Virgo.
the beginning of fall season.
Oh, this one's Libra's fall.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. that's what I'm
Virgo
saying.
is the transition.
Oh, God. Okay, so this is like the established.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's why it's a cardinal sign.
Got it. Okay, I see. No, that totally makes sense. That makes sense. Like, there's a lot of fashion, like fashion shows in the fall, and kind of that aesthetic starts coming up. So
Yeah.
I don't know why I imagine like a hipster almost, like very hipster vibes.
I feel like hipsters are more like Aquarius.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I personally love an Aquarius, but I also love a hipster.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking through some of these celebrities you mentioned. Eminem, huh?
Yeah, so Eminem is not a people pleaser, but he has the gift of gab. Like he's so creative.
Yeah.
He can spit like some fire lyrics, and that's because they have like that ability to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Jenna Ortega? I feel like she's the anti-people pleaser.
But she's beautiful in her own way. Like people love her look.
Like her fashion.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Her essence, like very aesthetic in her own way. Same thing with A$AP Rocky. I don't know if you know A$AP Rocky, Rihanna's baby daddy.
Yeah, I know of him, but I don't know any.
He's very fashionable. Yeah,
Oh,
he's very
okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani has her own makeup line. Of course, always been fabulous.
Yeah.
Cardi
B.
very fabulous.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah. Kim K. Don't even have to. Y'all know.
I feel like Kim K would be a people pleaser. I feel like she's always trying to do stuff for her family, things like that.
Yeah, I could see that. Snoop Dogg is very caring. He is very fashionable, but he has a big heart. And Libras are really big sweethearts when it comes to like social justice issues and other things. So yeah, he donates a ton of money, and like he supports, like he went to like a lot of the Olympics. Like
he was an ambassador.
Yeah, he didn't have to, but like he genuinely cared about
And
the
his
athletes.
fashion too. I mean, he's definitely made a statement for society.
Absolutely.
You don't know much about Scottie Pippen, but he was basically the second for Michael Jordan, so he wasn't in the spotlight. But
he was a good supporter.
Jordan wouldn't have been who he was without Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, like, to be clear. But I wonder what sign Dennis Rodman is.
I would like bet a lot of money that he's an Aquarius, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Shaggy, I thought was hilarious because
Shaggy's an imposter. You know that's not like his accent, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm cracking up because one of his most famous songs, "It Wasn't Me," you know, "Caught Me on the Counter."
Yeah.
Wasn't me. Like, one of the worst things is like that supposedly they're big old flirts and like cheaters
That's
and shit.
right.
Yeah.
Flirts. Yeah.
Usher was also allegedly, don't come after me, known to be, you know,
Big old flirt.
Yeah, big old flirt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I could see that. Yeah.
I think Will Smith like is a big old people pleaser.
Yeah,
honestly,
a little too much, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably one of his. So, what are some more of the negative characteristics? I'm kind of curious if that matches Will
people
Smith.
pleaser, indecisive, a flirt, a vain, and non-confrontational. With that slap, he's definitely confrontational.
Yeah.
But I feel like the like bending over backwards for his partner is where his Libra really comes out.
And then that slap was very like nobody had seen him like that in 30 years. He's always like the clean rapper, the I don't cuss rapper.
That's
like
true.
Very like going with the status quo. Don't really want to ruffle any feathers. Very safe to work with. So
I'm cracking up because Eminem, who's also a Libra, made a bar about Will Smith. Will Smith doesn't have to cuss in his record.
Exactly.
Well, I do.
Yeah, but like you said, he's a yapper for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love Libras, as you can tell from this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very energized with this topic. Yeah. I don't know much about Max Verstappen. Is he known as flirt? I know that there was controversy
He's
around
not a flirt.
his partner.
His story is he took a seat from a Red Bull driver. He took that seat and then he stole his girl, the guy he took the seat from.
Damn.
And so that was kind of like a thing, but I don't think it was a good relationship with the original. Like, it wasn't like he stole. He
wasn't a homewrecker.
He wasn't a homewrecker.
They were doomed to break up anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, he's at the top of his like craft. He's very, I don't say non-confrontational. He is confrontational, but not like he's very like, I don't give a shit. Like, he'll stay up the whole night before, like, sim racing, like, basically playing video games, and then go racing a Formula car. But he also, like, stands on shit. Like, he's very, like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, but he loves cats. He kind of goes to the beat of his own drum. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know. Obviously, he's a millionaire. But,
yeah.
And definitely not a fashion icon, I would say.
That's more Lewis Hamilton.
Lewis Hamilton, yeah.
If you're an F1 fan, please let us know. We don't know too many.
Yeah, we don't know too many.
Yeah.
And then speaking of knowing, so do we know any Libras personally?
I feel like we do, but they're not coming to mind.
Like closeted Libras?
No. I'm sure they're out there. My brain is just like...
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about us. The Leo and us always needs to talk about us. So,
and I'll start with you, baby.
Okay, I was gonna say, like you say, you always have a little bit of every element in your makeup. So, what's my Libra?
Yeah. So, this is actually a very interesting reflection because Erica asked in our Discord Patreon, or our Patreon Discord, how do Libras define their own sense of justice? So, like David said, you have every sign within you in different elements of your life. So for you, your Libra mainly dominates your 11th house of community, friendships, social causes, and you also have your lot of fortune there. So the lot of fortune is a calculation between your sun and moon, and that creates a point where that's your moneymaker, like where you get really lucky. So for you, I feel like you have a good gift of gab with other people, specifically around like, you can make friends super duper easily, like super duper personable. Like anywhere we go, he's very friendly and people love him. I feel like that's also helped you. Like, I remember, this is more an eclipse season story, and retrograde story, but long story short, we came to live here. We were screwed.
In Merced?
Yeah, because the hackers shut down Microsoft and we couldn't sign for our house. And then I remembered, you know someone in Merced. Yeah. So like, you've had a lot of connections that have gotten us out of pickles, or at the very least, you've been able to like kind of butter someone up, not with like a manipulative sense, but like, you're just so I don't know, friendly and cute and stuff that people are like, yeah,
guess.
I want to hook it up with this guy. Like, I'll help him out. So yeah, you've gotten very, very lucky there. But in terms of like your own sense of justice, I feel like you don't really care too much what other people think. But the one thing where you get fired up and you're like, oh, hell no, is if maybe people question your intentions or call you a bad friend. I feel like that would be one thing that grinds your gears, because you are so loyal and you are so loving with your friends that if anyone were ever to be like, you're a bad friend, you'd be like, hold up.
Yeah. No, I've never had a situation like that. So very fortunate there. But I feel like I also pick and choose my friends. Like, while I am friendly, like, I won't be friends with like everybody. I will be friendly, but you know.
I don't want to say it on air, but you did have one situation where we had to cut someone off, and that really hurt.
That's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. Forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like immediately when I saw your astrology, the situation that came to mind.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I have had a situation.
Because like if Libra was in your 10th house, you would care more like if people questioned like your work ethic, but you've literally said like, as long as you're not cutting my pay, like I don't really care what you think, because I know what I'm worth. So like I said, in a lot of aspects, you don't really get sensitive like that, but the one area is like your friendships.
No, that makes total sense. Yeah. And then go back a little bit. You said it's in my money spot, or what?
So the Lot of Fortune is
Lot of Fortune. What is that?
it's a calculation between your sun and your moon when you're born, and then that calculation leads to a specific point in your chart. And the Lot of Fortune is where you can literally like make a fortune, get very lucky. And for
mine's in Libra?
yes, in Libra, specifically in your 11th house. So your connections and your friendliness can
Got
lead,
it.
and your
Okay.
networking period
Yeah.
can lead to like opportunities.
Oh, okay. No, that totally makes sense. All right. Well, what about you?
I have a lot of Libra. I have my rising and also the rest of my first house, my moon, and my Mars in Libra. So
It's a lot of Libra.
it is a lot of Libra. So I have a very strong sense of justice because my Mars is there. So nothing pisses me off more than to see other people get treated unfairly. Also for me to be judged and like to have my intentions
Questioned.
assumed and questioned. My intentions and my actions. Those are two things that piss me off. Because like the first house is how you view the world and also how people see you. That's the one thing that I've told, like, for example, supervisors at work, where it's like the biggest thing that'll piss me off is telling me just do it because I said so.
Oh, you need the reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, if you assume something about my character, like, oh, she did this wrong because she's lazy, or she did this wrong because she doesn't care. Like, please talk to me first, and I will, like, I never have bad intentions, like, ever, because this makes me think of, there's a show on Netflix called The Trust, where people basically like,
oh, yeah, you were
once they're on the show, they're already winners, and they can choose to like steal from the pot secretly or continue to share. And I would never want to build my wealth and opportunity by screwing someone else over.
Would I?
I don't know, you tell me. But I'm just kidding. No, he wouldn't. He talks a lot of shit, but he's a big old sweetheart. No, just kidding. Anyway, but I know I definitely would not. And I cared a lot about social causes growing up. Like,
You still do, I feel.
I still do, but I've been able to sort of like figure out a more tactful way to say it instead of just like, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah.
As I get older. And then I've also just gravitated towards like the legal field recently in my day job. So and then my moon is in Libra, so my emotions can definitely like flow depending on what people need against like maintaining that balance.
Just like the moon, right? It's like the different stages and everything like that.
I am so upset, and like I get like sick if like there is not peace, especially in the home. Like, one of our vows was that if we're ever upset, like, we cannot go to sleep until we figure it out. So
Yeah.
there have been times that we've been up till like 3 a.m. and we're like, fuck, we gotta come to a resolution because I'm sleepy.
Like twice.
Yeah, but still. So yeah, I definitely value peace and emotional harmony. For
I
sure.
was gonna say like harmony. Yeah.
And then I feel like when I'm in a good state, like when I'm not in like struggle bus mode, I can be very fashionable. I feel like I do have a
No,
good eye.
I love your fashion. Yeah. You know, I was gonna say with it kind of triggered something when you mentioned like the struggling and the non-confrontation. We're a very non-confrontational household. Like we've never raised our voice at each other. We joke a lot, but it's all like in good spirits. Where we've seen couples where they like even their love joking language is kind of harsh, right?
For our standards.
Yeah, for our standards. Obviously, everybody has their own communication, but I also not a big fan of like that type of communication or that type of confrontation where you kind of just are yelling it out or accusing. We don't accuse each other, but I'm curious. The reason I ask all this is like, so Libra's an air sign, and people who might be a little more confrontational might be like an earth sign. So is that like, does that make sense that air signs and earth signs, that's why they maybe don't get along?
Earth signs I don't think are confrontational. That's
they're
more
not.
the other fire signs.
Oh, fire. Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay.
But what I think really messes up Libras and Tauruses is that they're not willing to compromise, because Libra's like, bro, I'm willing to compromise
Yeah.
even like 90%. But you're not willing to compromise 10%. I think that's what rubs.
What sign did you say? Okay, so what sign did you say doesn't go well with Libra?
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
And I feel like Taurus is the more like, I'm right because I'm right.
Yeah. What's the contention in the community? Because you brought that up, and I agree with you. So I think it works for us. But what's the contention with Capricorn?
So Libras are very emotional, ruled by Venus, and like they're very like outwardly expressive, but Capricorns are very like business only, like very poker faced, and I feel like that would drive a Libra up a wall, like, do you love me or not? Or like, what are you thinking?
Or Capricorns don't really care about feelings that much?
They do care, but they just play it so close to the chest that you would have to like really dig at the surface to get to like what they really feel or what they really want to say.
Got it. Okay, so with like the communication, let's say with the Libra and the Capricorn, what we're talking about, like Libras are very non-confrontational, but then Capricorn won't even give them any signs of like what that your needs are.
Yeah, or they could be like completely blindsided. Like Capricorn is like, this relationship is not worth my time. Goodbye. And then Libra's like, whoa,
just like that, like,
whoa, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
totally makes
Capricorn's
sense.
like, I reclaim my time,
Yeah.
and Libra's like, hold up,
Yeah.
let's work it out. And Cap's just like, nah, it doesn't make sense.
What signs are confrontation? What are the signs that like they just thrive on like yelling it out or like I'm gonna accuse you?
Aries.
Aries, okay. And how do Aries and Libras go together?
I feel like that Libra would like an Aries, even though they might be more confrontational. Like they're just kind of like explosive in the beginning, and then they're like, okay, I'm sorry, but they're also unfiltered, so Libra doesn't have to guess like how they feel, because Aries really wear their heart on their sleeve, but they're very like expressive and explosive about it. So I could see if an Aries liked a Libra, they would immediately be like, I like you.
They'd make the first move.
Yeah,
It'd be very
we're
straightforward.
gonna go on a date.
Yeah. And how would a Libra receive it?
Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Because they like the straightforwardness. Yeah.
And they also like the passion, and they're also like people pleasers and decisive. So with Libras, and I mean, I feel like this is me too, like the love language like is acts of service, and also just really like bending to their partners. We've talked about that before, where like my love language to him, like me to him, is acts of service.
So with Libras, how do they prevent themselves from becoming like doormats? Because you mentioned the Aries, it's like I'm gonna go out on a date with you, and Libras are like, okay, cool, that works for me. So, but it sounds like they can be a little passive, and also with the communication, like very passive. So how would a Libra prevent themselves from getting taken advantage of?
Yeah, I feel like Libras really have to reflect on, is this person treating me fairly? Is this person, not gonna screw me over? Are they worth my time? Are they worth like my patience? Do they deserve to be in my inner circle? Which, depending on like where your Libra is, if you have placements in Libra, like that could be very difficult. Yeah.
But they're not confrontational. So like if they do have an issue, how do they express it?
I feel like, yeah, they would eventually probably have an emotional reaction and just be like, hey, this has been coming up for a while. Like, this is not cool. I feel like Libras are more likely to end a situation, romantically speaking, if their close circle and people that they love sort of influence them. If like all their friends are like, girl, I hate him.
Like that's not a good. Oh, okay.
Because they're social.
But they can still. Okay. See, it seems like a dangerous time because it sounds like they can be easily influenced and they're also people pleasers. So I just like, what's their protection against that?
I mean, it really depends on your own makeup, because like if someone was a Libra sun, but then let's say like in Aries Mars, they're way easier to be like, that's not cool.
Oh, I see. Okay. Because it could be multiple.
Yeah, it really depends on the person, but I would say eventually they would come to the conclusion like this relationship is not fair or this situation is not fair.
And they'd be able to get to that point. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what other Libra aspects live with you?
Yeah, I would say that I just really love my friends and I always want to make sure they're okay. So,
yeah, I feel like we were talking about that the other day. That like I feel like you're always there for your friends, which is great. But you can be sometimes guarded as well, right? Like, I don't like talking about my problems, but I'll like take other people's problems on.
Because it's like I don't want to inconvenience people.
Yeah, it's kind of that people pleaser.
Yeah. People pleasing is like a huge thing that I've had to work through my whole life, but as I get older, I get a little better. Especially, I think what helps is that I've been able to sort of like tame my Libra Mars and make it work for me, to where now I analyze like, is this fair to me?
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so that's what I've personally been able to do.
And then with the Libra eclipse, not only is it Libra season, just that happens every season, but what are some of the things to like, if you're a Libra, look forward to, because it's also like your eclipse is this season, right?
Yeah, so you're going to have a new beginning in your sign if you're a Libra sun. So this could mean that like this next year, whatever year that is, you have some new opportunities around you. So if your birthday is on or close to October 2nd, if you're a Libra rising, then that is just you feeling more confident in your first house, which is like yourself, your body, your worldview, how people perceive you. Like it could literally mean a glow up or like a spiritual glow up where you just feel more comfortable with yourself. So
and this is a good year for it coming up.
Yeah. So very, very exciting times. But again, everybody has Libra somewhere. So if you go to the last episode, if you haven't heard it, I give a horoscope for how the Libra eclipse is going to affect every single sign.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Oh, awesome. Cool sign. I still think Virgos so far are my favorite, but Libras seem chill.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out like what Libras we know.
I'm sure we know some, but my brain is just evading me. Yeah, so Libras are a great sign. I mean, obviously I have this bias. The one thing that I will say is like, sometimes they can get too caught up in like aesthetic. I know that like if
like the look.
Yeah. So like me personally, I know that like if I'm having a bad hair day, which is a combo of like my Libra and my Leo, because my main, like I feel like crap.
I love that. Yeah.
Like it literally affects my well-being. I'm just like, I don't want to be productive. I don't want to go outside.
And on the opposite, if you have a great hair day, like recently you got your bangs done and you've been all about it and super excited, that glow up or that feeling, you read it off for a bit, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Or I remember like when I was in college, I would tell people like, you could tell how I'm doing by my eyebrows. Like if my eyebrows are on fleek, I'm doing well, and if they're not, I'm not.
I've never touched my eyebrows, so
I know.
I wouldn't know.
Blessed. Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else we need to know about our wonderful Libras? Oh, Actually, yeah. One last question. So Libras are the scale. That's kind of how we started the episode. Balance. Where's the balance in that? Or like, why are they known as like the balance sign?
So, if you know, like Lady Justice, aka Themis, that's like
The blind.
Yeah.
With the scale.
yeah, that's sort of like the visual representation of Libra, which is why they are so justice loving, because of the scales, like not just like literal justice, but like peace and harmony in a situation.
I see. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So just that balance of like, I just want to keep the peace, non-confrontational, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then with the balance, they probably also will stand up and be like, put their foot down when they feel is needed.
I feel like great lawyers could be Libras because they have to stand up for other people, especially if they work or take a case where like the person is like obviously innocent, obviously got screwed over.
Yeah.
Their sense of justice would be like, oh hell no.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of get the sense that Libras don't get bothered by the little things, but will take a stand for like whatever the big thing they believe in.
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, Libras aren't petty except for maybe
Well, anybody can be petty.
true, but like compared to other signs,
Yeah.
like they are less likely to be bothered by like the little things, except for maybe the areas of love and aesthetic.
Oh, what do you
Yeah.
mean by love?
Love, like they could get really caught up in relationships and relationship drama. So that they could play like games like, someone took like 30 minutes to text me back, I'm gonna take like 31. It depends on the Libra.
God.
I feel like it depends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Depending on what else they have.
Yeah.
Okay, but that can be one of the aspects. Okay. But apart from like love and what was the other one?
Love and aesthetic.
Aesthetic?
It's just because they're ruled by Venus,
Mm.
and that's Venus's area. They also, depending on again your placement and stuff, like could have a habit of like overspending too, because they
really?
yeah, they like the nice things, you know, like, oh, this thing is cute, I want it. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, those are our Libras. Yeah, anything else we need to know?
When I was looking at the famous people, Kim K made so much sense because she likes like a specific style. She likes her neutrals, and she's like, I want it
that's
this
her
way.
aesthetic, which you
Yes.
hate, by the way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I feel like a lot of the aesthetic influencers that you see are probably like some sort of Libra dominant,
Yeah.
because they have just like that great eye for like, this is a random example, but I saw this girl that made like an all blue room, and like blue was her thing. Like she drank blue drinks. She
gosh.
she had a blue keyboard, blue monitor. Same thing with pink. There are a lot of pink people nowadays. Like
Like that monochromatic.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, they're very cool. Like I said, I have a bias because I have a lot of Libra.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a fun sign. If you're a Libra, let us know. We'd love to talk about you or talk with you, just to get a better understanding of who you are.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a good year for you, Libra. If you were born,
Oh yeah. This is your year to shine. A lot of new beginnings, right?
especially because there's an eclipse, like, and then going back to our solar return episode, look at your chart, and there's like a number, like if you're this many years, this is gonna affect you here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
that'll be very interesting, even if you're not a Libra.
Exciting times. They just missed the cusp for Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween is Scorpio Terry, but I love it. I love that Scorpios line up with Halloween. That makes like
It
perfect
does make sense. I was gonna ask
Like
about
chef's
that.
kiss, cosmic chef's kiss.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's
well,
great.
if you want more information about kind of where your Libra sits, or if you're a Libra and just want some spiritual guidance or clarification, reach out to Jen. And how can they reach you?
Yes, you can reach me at jencolo.com or Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at jencolo. So next week, before we forget, is our 1 year anniversary of the podcast.
Wow.
Specifically, September 20th.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
1 year, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, let us know your thoughts on the podcast, if it's had an impact on you, or if you just enjoy, listening to it. I feel like we've had some day ones that have listened to every episode. I haven't mapped it out, but I think our 1 year might be episode 50, around 50 for sure. Because I think
This is episode 50.
oh, this
and
is
then
episode 50. Okay,
It'll be episode 51.
51. That's really good. That's
Yeah, I can't believe it. Wow.
I know, a whole year. Yeah, we're pretty solid. So, but we'll talk about it like a lot more.
Yeah,
we're really
yeah.
excited.
But I mean, we would, whether you listen to one episode or almost all the episodes, we appreciate you. And yeah, we would love to hear your reflections on our 1 year. We went from like rinky dinky audio to a whole video production.
Yeah.
And having a studio, like wild. But
Game
anyway,
changer. Yeah, we'll talk all about it.
Yeah.
And if you haven't joined the Patreon, please make sure to do so. It's super fun. Vibes are great. Everybody's super nice. And I feel like people just kind of like enjoying that as part of their day.
Yeah, and just having that like friendship throughout the day and meeting other members. Yeah.
Alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to Libra season.
Remember, the magic within you makes the world a more beautiful place. Blessed be, and signing off.
Bye.
Bye.